Hello. Today, I attempted the Expanding Border Challenge. Basically, whenever you get an advancement, the world border increases. Remember to like, subscribe, and enjoy the video. Let's get right into it. I started by looking around and getting a lay of the land, and then decided to mine a tree. After that, I made some sticks and a crafting table. Then I began to mine down so I could get the Stone Age advancement. Then I did a little dance and checked what achievements I could get next and how I could expand the world border. I expanded the border and then continued to mine down. Then I realized if I mined in a 3x3 area, I could uncover some iron or coal and expand the world border some more. After I started that, I made a stone pick so I could get another achievement and then mine down without the slowness of a wooden pick. After looking at my advancements, I realized I could only get iron, and that's the only way I could expand the world border, so I just began to mine down, very slowly, mind you. I tried multitasking by placing a tree underground, hoping to get wood while I mined down. Then I went into a corner and just decided to mine down to see if I could find anything that way, because mining in the 6x6 area would have been way too slow for me. Luckily, I ended up digging into some iron and mined out what I could so I could smelt it and get another advancement. I made everything I needed and began to smelt up the iron. I got the advancement and added to the world border so I could continue mining out the rest of the iron. I pillared up to find that my tree had not grown and that it was nighttime. I broke the tree and went back up to the surface. I broke some pieces of dirt to make some fishing and an infinite water source. After that, I began to set up a mini home base with a furnace and a crafting table, and then I smelted up the iron that I had. I took another look at my advancements and decided that I needed to make a shield, some armor, and an iron pick. So I made my pick and added to the world border, and I played with all of the new room. While I'm mining some coal, I'll quickly explain how this challenge works. Basically, whenever I get my new advancement, then I just do the simple command /add to the world border 1. You can do this in like any survival world as long as you have cheats enabled, so just keep that in mind. So I finished up mining the rest of the ores, and then started to smelt them. Then I made some iron boots to get the next achievement, and added to the world border. I finished mining the ores, and then started to mine down until I hit bedrock. I dug out a ton of room down here, but I couldn't find anything. No diamonds, iron, coal, nothing. Then while pillaring up, I found a zombie villager. I was thinking about curing it, and then I kind of realized that I didn't have any apples, or gold. So I got the monster achievement. I did another little dance and added to the world border. While pillaring up, I might have died. When I went back to get my stuff, I died again. Finally, I got my stuff back, but then this gave me a little idea. I could mine out this room and turn it into a mini mob farm to get stuff like string or bones for different advancements. While I waited for mobs to spawn, I decided I would make a little mini home base. So I made some cobblestone stairs and just kind of bridged up and then made a little platform. While waiting, I just got a bucket and practiced my water emojis. After waiting a couple minutes, I just kind of dug down and got a little water stream to see if there was any mobs. And there wasn't, so I just kind of went back up to the surface to wait some more. While waiting, I like to just look on and pretend the border isn't there. But it is, so I went to mine a tree. After finishing up mining the tree, I decided to go down and check to see if any mobs had spawned. And while the water caught up to me, I found there's 3 skeletons and 3 spiders, and I just got completely obliterated. I sighed to myself and went back down to kill that skeleton and get my stuff. I beat it to death with its own brothers and sisters and collected all my earnings. I got all my stuff back as well and began to organize my inventory, and then I got a plan. I turned the bones into bone meal so I could get the seedy place by just punching a bunch of grass and flowers until I got some wheat seeds. I used your mom to till the land and got my next advancement. I did another little dance and then added to the world border. After that, I kind of realized that the border kind of sucks. It only adds like half a block, so I just kind of went on to the next advancement, hopefully being able to catch something. Sadly, your mom, whales, aren't in Minecraft, so my only option was just to catch a cod or something. Unsurprisingly, I got a cod and added to this very small world border. Again, it only added like half a block, and so I was mad. I began to smelt up my only source of food and then made a shield so I could hopefully get another advancement. Before I went back down, I wanted to make an easier way down, so I made this simple little trapdoor system that would just flood water in and out with the flick of a switch. I was going to use the trapdoor method to get my not today thank you, but there was no mobs. And so I thought to maybe increase mob spawning, I would just dig out more of the room and hopefully mobs would just magically spawn. I began to dig and then just kind of dug out what I could before heading back to the surface. I used the extra bone meal from the skeletons to bone meal a tree and just quickly mine it to get some wood and some saplings. Then I started to work on this second platform. Originally it was going to be a mob farm, but then I realized I didn't have enough cobblestone to cover the roof. Then it was going to be my new base, and then I realized I didn't have enough time, so it just became nothing. So I fill it in, and then just kind of left it like this for the rest of the time. I used the new trapdoor system to go down and see if there's any mobs, and there was a lot of creepers and zombies, and I almost died a lot. So I killed all the zombies, all the creepers, got all the loot, and there wasn't really much I could do with it, so I didn't really do anything with it. Luckily, I did get the not today thank you advancement, so I could add to the world border. So I added to the world border after I caught a pufferfish, and then just went to put it away in my pretty crappy storage system. Speaking of storage, I needed another chest, so I went to mine a tree and added to my, again, pretty crappy storage system. I knew I could get another advancement by shooting something with a bow, so I made that and almost completely wasted my arrows, and then I decided to look at the advancements to see what else I could do. I knew I could get the, bow, but I was starting to run out of things to do, until I saw the crossbow advancement. So I knew I wanted to do the bow, crossbow, and possibly the glow squid. So I just started to get things ready for those. Then I went down to my mob farm to get the crossbow and take aim, and then, well, I died. Realizing now how bad and how good this mob farm was. I died a bunch, but I also got a lot of advancements with it. I knew I didn't have enough materials for my crossbow, so I would have to head down after I got my inventory all organized. Then I died again. I went back down and got my revenge on all the skeletons and spiders that wronged me. And in doing so, I got enough for the crossbow. So I went back up to get ready for the crossbow, and while doing a bit of organizing, I kind of realized that I didn't add to the world border for the, take aim advancement. So I just kind of added to that and then had to go back down to the mob farm again to finally get enough materials for that stupid crossbow. So I mined some of the leftover coal and iron to get enough for the tripwires, and then I headed right back up to finally make this stupid crossbow and get the old Betsy achievement. This thing sucked. So I added to the world border, and then just kind of had to think for a bit about what I could and what I want to do next. I went back down to the mob farm just to kind of kill a skeleton and ponder. So I killed the spider that also kind of climbed up to the corner, and I started to get an idea. I began to kind of patch up this room because I was going to turn it into a glow squid / axolotl farm. So I used this time just to kind of light it up, cover some of the patches, and look at some more advancements. I saw the glow squid and the axolotl and thought that's all that I could do, so I began to prepare. Before that, I did some little kind of gardening nature stuff, just chopped a tree, got the Sweet Dreams advancement, which I hadn't done before, lit up the area, all that. Organized my chest just to get ready for what was hopefully going to come. Looked at the advancements again, realized that there was really nothing else I could do at this point other than hope I could find some things, like go to the Nether or something, and just continue to look for anything that could save this challenge. I also kind of realized that I hadn't actually really tried to mine for diamonds, so before that whole axolotl glow squid thing, I decided to do a bit of mining, and then I would go to each of the corners of the room and just kind of dig down, see if I could find any diamonds or lava. And in the first, little corner mine down, I ran into a lot of things. Coal, iron, silverfish, and maybe eventually some lapis, and lapis kind of leads to diamonds in 1.17. You go 4 blocks over and then dig down and then, you find diamonds. So that's exactly what I did. And I was able to get 4 diamonds in total. So that was able to get the diamond advancements. And then I went up and I was able to craft some diamond boots, upgrade my old iron ones, and feel pretty snazzy with my 2 new advancements. So I added to the border, felt pretty good about myself, and then went down to prepare for this mammoth task of digging out this room. I went through some different phases of plans. Like, originally, I was just gonna do this where every other block you put water, it makes an infinite water source, but since that didn't work, I was gonna have to rethink this whole thing and kind of debate how I would do it. So I headed back up to the surface just to get some more buckets, finally actually formulate a plan after delaying the inevitable, and then I got right to work. I just want to say, this project took forever. This time-lapse is in 10 times speed, and you can already see how much work had to go into this. I had to fill up the floor with all infinite water sources, which didn't take way too long, but still a good amount of time. Then I had to fill up the entire roof. This is going to be for 2 advancements. I mean, obviously this farm has been used so much, this big room has been used so much, and it was so helpful, and I was kind of going to ruin it here. Like, there was no going back. This was a last-ditch resort. So I finished it up, and then just kind of went up to the surface to wait for some glow squids and axolotls. I almost drowned getting up, I'll say that. A little embarrassing, but I made it. After waiting, I headed back down with a bucket to hopefully find an axolotl, and I only found glow squids. It was still nice because I could get the glowing sack and get another advancement, but without the axolotls, again, this kind of makes the challenge a lot harder. So I was originally going to say, oh, I did it, on a sign, and then I realized there was something much better that I could have wrote rather than I did it to. Subscribe. Do it. Yeah. I'm gonna give you some time. So I got some white dye. Subscribe, by the way. Put the sign, got an advancement, and realized I was screwed. I added to the border, but there wasn't much I could do. There's no lava pools. I couldn't go to the nether then. Couldn't enchant. This border's so small, there's no animals or goats. I couldn't do anything. I think I would have to call this challenge quits. There was no axolotls when I went back down, so I gave up. I looked at myself and thought that this challenge would be over. It was sad, but it was over. There was a couple things I could do, and I tried them, but they didn't work. So I was gonna kill myself. With my diamond boots, of course. It failed, but yeah. It didn't fail, actually. Forget about that. Failed. It didn't fail. I did this first try. First try. Well, there you have it. I suggest you try this challenge for yourself and see how far you can get. Maybe you do a bit better than me, maybe you don't. Maybe watch this video or subscribe here. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.